Week 4 of the Alliance of American Football is here. I want to give you guys predictions for what I think is going to happen this weekend and where you can watch every game going on this week in the Alliance. So the first game I want to talk about is the San Diego Fleet at the Memphis Express. This game is on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And regrettably, it's on Bleacher Report Live, which is, I think, an app or a website. You look up Bleacher Report, you pay the money, and you can watch the game. I believe every single game this weekend is streaming on the AAF app. You look up Alliance in the App Store, and you can find Alliance of American Football games streaming. You don't get a scoreboard, you don't get any sound, but you can watch the game if that's how you want to do it. You can watch it on your phone. Back to San Diego. San Diego and Memphis is a really good matchup this weekend. Here's why it's interesting. The San Diego Fleet have really developed an ability to run the ball well. And the Fleet's ability to run the football versus Memphis's ability to play defense is the matchup I really want to watch. I'm going to pick San Diego to win this game. I think they had a statement win last week against the San Antonio Commanders. I think San Diego has a better offense, definitely has a better quarterback. And the reason why, if you don't care about this game, another interesting reason to watch is Memphis just benched their quarterback, Christian Hackenberg. They're moving on to Zach Mettenberger, the former LSU quarterback. I don't think it matters who plays quarterback for Memphis. I think their offensive coaching is a big problem, and we can test that theory out this weekend. If Zach Mettenberger does a great job, he's going to prove me wrong. If Zach Mettenberger comes out and really struggles and doesn't play well, all that will do is confirm and probably help my theory, which is that I think the coaching is the issue in Memphis. It's not just the quarterbacks. It's also the fact that Mike Singletary is their head coach, and the coaches do not appear to trust or want to trust their quarterbacks for the Memphis Express. The second game I want to talk about is the Orlando Apollos at the Salt Lake Stallions. This game happens it's on Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's on NFL Network. And this game, Salt Lake Stallions are better than people realize. They're 1-2. They have only one win, but they're a lot better than their record shows. Week 1, their quarterback, Josh Woodrum, got hurt, and he was out for a game and a half. That really cost him the first 2 weeks of the season. Week 3, Josh Woodrum returned and beat the Arizona Hotshots. It was a good win. I really think this game could be closer than people expect. And I think the Orlando Apollos, I'm going to take them to win the game. Orlando's a better team. They simply have one of the best teams in the entire league. But I do think the Orlando Apollos versus the Salt Lake Stallions is a better matchup than people realize, and a better matchup than people might be giving it credit for. And I certainly will be watching tomorrow on NFL Network. The third game I want to talk about is the San Antonio Commanders at the Birmingham Iron. This game takes place on Sunday, March 3rd. This is at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time on CBS Sports Network. I think this is a weird matchup, an interesting matchup, because the San Antonio Commanders started so strong. They played really well. They dominated San Diego week 1. In week 2, they had a close loss to the Orlando Apollos, who are probably the best overall roster in this league. And then in week 3, they fell apart. They got crushed by the San Diego Fleet. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how the Commanders respond. How does San Antonio respond to getting crushed the way they did last week? I'm going to pick the Birmingham Iron to win this game. They're 3-0. They play some of the most consistent football in the league. They run the ball really well. They play good defense, have a really smart quarterback, Luis Perez, who does a great job. But I don't think this is a gimme. I think the Birmingham Iron are my team to win this game. But the San Antonio Commanders are going to make it very interesting, and I think they could show some resilience. We're going to learn a lot about their fortitude this week. How do they respond to getting crushed? They lost 31-11 last week in San Diego. How do the San Antonio Commanders respond? The fourth game I want to talk about is the Atlanta Legends at the Arizona Hotshots. This game is on Sunday. It's the night game, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time on NFL Network. And sadly, I'm sorry to say this, but if the Atlanta Legends are involved in a football game, I just don't care. They are really, really bad. They're awful. Probably the worst team in the entire league. The only reason to even give this game any consideration is because Arizona's quarterback, John Wolford, is returning from an injury. He might be fun to watch, but this is an easy pick for me. The Arizona Hotshots are probably going to crush the Atlanta Legends, and I think it's very possible the Atlanta Legends are going to go 0-10 this year. They might not win a single game. If they win a game this year, that's going to be a huge, really, really impressive feat, because the Atlanta Legends are just disorganized. They're not playing good football, and they really probably need to make a quarterback change away from Matt Sims and into Aaron Murray, but even their backup quarterback, the guy from Georgia, is just not that good. And so, sadly, the Atlanta Legends are really struggling, and I don't think they're any good. So those are the four games this week in Week 4 of the Alliance of American Football. Again, I think that the San Diego Fleet are going to beat the Memphis Express. The Orlando Apollos should beat the Salt Lake Stallions. The Birmingham Iron will probably beat the San Antonio Commanders, and the Arizona Hotshots should beat the Atlanta Legends. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to ask for your help. I want this show to grow. I want more people to watch and more people to listen to this podcast. My dream is to do this show as my full-time job. I want to own it myself. I want to do it on the internet and have complete control. I don't want to do it for CBS or ESPN. I don't want to work for a big network. I want to own it myself. And if you believe in that dream, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. Share it on Facebook, share a link on Twitter, maybe you screenshot it, put it on Instagram. I don't have a marketing strategy beyond this. This is all I have. A lot of people, one of the most common comments I get on YouTube is, you have great content. We love your stuff. You deserve more viewers. What you should do is you should buy ad spaces on Facebook or Twitter or promote yourself and buy revenue, buy ads. I have no money. I am a broke college kid. I can't buy ad spaces. I don't have money to pay for books. And so my plan, this is my marketing plan, this is my strategy. All I plan to do is put every ounce of effort I have into making the very best podcast I can. I believe if I make a great product that people believe in, that people like, then they will share it with their friends. And so if you agree with that, if you believe in the show, if you like what I do, please do me a huge favor. Tell your friends about it. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.